What's up YouTube, it's Cyberfelon, and welcome to another episode of the Duel Diary, a weekly series where I duel against you, the online Yu-Gi-Oh community, using some of my favorite decks. And in today's episode, I'll be using my Invoked Windwitch Artifact deck, a very powerful deck that can do so many things with just one card. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road. Okay, Felgrim, Blue Eyes. You don't see Felgrim tucked into Blue Eyes too often. Or somebody's dumping Arcbrave. Yep. And then my standby face will end up summoning either the Blue Eyes back or the Felgrim. Okay. And then standby phase. Oh, he's summoning alternative, okay. Alright, start things off. We're going with the Ice Bell. And I'll tag out for Azure, okay. And now let's just go ahead and continue uninterrupted. That's fine. I mean, the only possible thing he could have is an effect failure. Activate. I mean, he could also have Ghost Ogre, but I don't think, like, Blue Eyes doesn't really run Ghost Ogre. And then Crystal Wing. Okay, I don't understand why you would do that. If anything, he had the effect failure. He should have done that back with Ice Spell, just to stop Crystal Wing altogether. I'll go ahead and fuse with Glass Spell. Put him in defense mode. Then battle phase, and I will destroy his alternative. Main phase 2, set this, and that's it. I will go ahead. Yeah, I'll go ahead and let that go. Silver's Cry, okay. Can't really do anything to that. But I will now flip his Blue Eyes face down, so he can't go for a rank 8. Unless he's got an alternative in hand. Or Twin Burst. You don't see Twin Burst played too often. Yeah, he'll get destroyed either way. Or maybe not destroyed, but he'll get banished. And I'm gonna stop it. Not bad. Go ahead and search Alistair. Normal summon. Get the fusion spell. Fuse with Scythe. Or Mega Blast. Set that. Set that as well. Because Twin Twister. I want him to use Twin Twister. And now I have my 2 negations, or I have the ability to negate spells and monsters. Allure, okay, I'll let that go. Oh, a banish deck, okay. 5 cards, alright. And he hit a second Necroface. Solar Recharge. Go right ahead. And he targets that. Well, at least I get the summon. I wish I could have gotten the pop as well. See what I... Okay, dump the Trick Clown. Just adding Minerva back. Summons Minerva. What level 7 can he go for? Nothing in his grave. Plenty of decent level 7s that he could go for. Michael is definitely one of them. Alistair. Oh my god. I should have... Well, I can't say I should have expected that, because it's very rare you see Honest get played. But then again, it is Lightsworn, so they do play Honest. Rageki. Just getting rid of that. Alright, let's see what I got banished over here. Oh, that's wonderful. Both snowballs. So Crystal Wing's not gonna happen. Normal summon. Activate. Go ahead for Mechaba. Using the Alistair. I'll use the one in my grave. And then his Michael. Go ahead and give my Alistair back. Then go for battle. Is that enough damage? No. Yeah, no. It's not enough. Lumina. Okay. I will negate that. Yep. That was it. Oh, this is not going to be fun. If he sets up Domain, I pretty much lose. Yeah, okay. He has Prime Engrave. There's March. Erebus. Eidos. Yeah, that's not gonna help. Can't special summon. I mean, seriously, I can't do anything because of this. The deck relies too much on special summoning. So I'm just gonna defend. That's it. And that's just the icing on the cake now. If I get rid of Domain, I really can't special summon anymore. Oh my god, thank you. Well, I don't know how useful that's gonna be. Cause if I would have gotten that last turn, it would have been better. Bye and bye. Go ahead and set. Yep, that's it. Yeah, any deck that can lock you out of special summoning, that kills you. Wow, this is probably the worst hand you can open. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about summoning Snowbell and just tributing it with Wonder Wand. Yeah, the 2 draws is definitely worth it. That's what you love doing. Just drawing into the exact same friggin' card. Well, at least I have a bunch of different things that I can use to stop him from playing. Or just disrupt his turn. Wow, talk about totally useless now. The only thing that's actually useful against this deck is Ghost Ogre, and that's it. No warning or strike is pretty decent to be able to stop their effects, but really their effects only activate in response to your effects. This really sucks. I'm just gonna pass. Okay. Wow, seriously. I'm just gonna Raigeki, see if I can survive another turn. Or two. It's gonna die. Why would you do that? Made no sense. But now that I know he's got the other guy in hand, I'm not gonna give him any tribute fodder. Ah, I see. That's what he wanted to do. But he's not going to have any protection at all. End my turn. That's it. Finally, something good. $29.50. Is there anything I actually use to beat over that? Wind. All I got is wind. Oh wait, I do have Maxi Engrave. There we go. Beat it by 50 points. Immune to traps. Goodbye. Okay. Oh, come on. That is like exactly what he needed. Oh wait, no, that's not a draw, it's a search. Never mind. But still, the terraforming search was like exactly what he needed. Spell and trap immune. Alright, let's see if this can go through. Wow, I'm surprised he's not destroying it. I'm going for Clear Wing. So if he even activates the effect, I can cancel it out. Negate and destroy. Should have maybe synchroed after. Oh well. I have no idea how I won this. Well, that's it for today, YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed the duels, and as always, here's a quick look at the deck. The deck is very standard to most of the Artifact, Windwitch, Invoked builds. You have your 3 Scythe, which most of the time you play 2, but I prefer 3 just because if I draw into one of them, I'd still like to have at least one of them or 2 in the deck still, so that way Sanctum is always live, as well as you have your 1 Moral Attack just for spot removal, your 3 Ice Spells because you always want to see this in your opening hand, the 3 Glass Spells, which you could play at 2 if you want, but I like it at 3 just because if I don't see the Ice Spell in hand, I can always search for it. Of course, your 2 Snowbells because you only use it for the synchro play. Your 3 Alistairs because you always want to see him in your opening hand as well. If not him, then usually Terraforming or your Magical Meltdown, because your best opening play is to get a Crystal Wing out as well as the Raging. Then you have your 2 Ghost Ogre Snow Rabbits, so that way you can stop your opponent's plays and disrupt their field. Your Max Siege just because it's at 1, your Raigeki for board removal, your 2 Terraformings. You could play it at 3 and remove like one of the Scythes or Glass Spells, so that way you can see your Magical Meltdown more often, but I like it at 2 because otherwise it is kind of a dead card. But then again, even if it is dead, it does help play with Mechabot and give him more of the ability for spell negation. Your 2 Invocations, I like to run Invocation at 2 just in case my opponent does banish one of them with like Galaxy Cyclone or something. I still have a second one to play with, or in case it gets like stuck in my graveyard. Your 2 Twin Twisters because back row is kind of a pain still. It'll always be a pain in the butt, but you know, back row removal. Your 2 Wonder Wands, so where you can play it with Alistair or even your Wind Witches and just get kind of like a Pot of Greed. Your 3 Magical Meltdowns, that card's pretty self-explanatory. It searches out your Alistair as well as kind of protects all your fusion summon plays. Your Artifact Sanctums, because this with Scythe is a pseudo dimension barrier, which you also play 3 dimension barriers because stopping your opponent from being able to play is kind of the best thing to do, so that way you can continue your plays and go off. Your 3 Strikes because negation, effect negation, it's just stopping your opponent more, just like Solemn Warning, stopping your opponent. That's all that these cards are for, and that's the main reason you play them at 3. You have your Pleiades because you do have your Artifact Engine, so that way you can always bounce your artifacts back, reuse them again in your spell and trap zone, or simply just bounce your opponent's monsters. Your Zenmayo because back row removal, as well as any cards that are face down on your opponent's side of the field. Your Windwitch Winterbell, it's mostly here just to climb up into synchro fodder. It's mostly here to climb up into your Crystal Wing. I was about to say Clear Wing, which you also play Clear Wing, because he's good just to be able to stop your opponent from using monster effects in case they have something on the field to try to pop and disrupt your Crystal Wing play. You have Clear Wing, so that way if they try to do anything, you just protect it, and then you go into your Crystal Wing. You also have Omega to bring back your Alistairs from your banish pile or any of your banish cards that you use for the Invocation fusion. As I mentioned before, your Crystal Wings, I play 2 just because you are able to actually get 2 of them off in case one of the Crystal Wings gets removed from the field somehow, non-targeting, non-destruction removal. Actually, you can still target, but still just non-destruction removal is the main thing that gets rid of him. But in case he does get destroyed, I mean not destroyed, but gets removed somehow, you basically have a second one to go into. Your 3 Raging, because you have pretty much wind like crazy in the deck, so you can easily go into him many times. I found myself going into 3 of them in a single duel sometimes. And then your other invoked monsters, because depending on the matchup, you might run into some water monsters or into a fire based deck, so you have them in here just in case. I always suck at saying this guy's name, Magellanica, I think that's how you say it, because you do have Maxi, so he is able to be summoned, as well as he's a pretty strong 3k beatstick, or even a defender if necessary. And then your Mechaba, because you do have the artifacts and your Ghost Ogres, you do go into him pretty often, but 2 is pretty good. And he's able to basically negate any card effect, monster, spell, or trap, as long as you have the same card in your hand. And he also banishes it, so that's really good. Like I said, you could play a 3rd Terraforming just for that reason. And then if you don't feel like playing 3 of the Scythe or 3 of the Ice Spell, you can play Ghost Ash, or not Ghost Ash, Ash Blossom as another card to use. It does give you a valid fire target for your Purgatrio, and as well as it is such a powerful hand trap in this format now that it is probably a good idea to run it if you can afford it. But that's it for today, YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed the duels. As always, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If there's any suggestions you have on improving the deck, feel free to leave that down in the comments below. And until next time, later guys.